welcome to another episode of SteegCast, a long overdue episode of SteegCast. This is Season 3, Episode 9, the Recapisode, in which we look back at the previous season and just readdress some of the things that we've already spoke about. I can't remember what the witty title was for this one. I'm sure it'll obviously be on the...
Recapitated.
Recapisode 3, Recapitated. That's the one.
Recapped with a vengeance.
Recapped with a vengeance.
The recapping was Season 2, Tom.
Was it? Oh, fucking
Yeah.
It was.
In the past then, boys.
It was.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But yeah, so basically, we just go back through everything that we've covered. And it's more of like a kind of like the Steeg chat episode with a bit of nostalgia thrown in. And that's basically it. So usual beginnings then. How is everybody? What's going on? What's the guan?
Go on. Yeah, it's all right. Not bad, like.
I'm a little tiny bit under the weather this time, but I thought we got a recording because we haven't recorded one in so long, and it's been a pain like getting everyone together. So I thought we'd do it anyway. But if I run off, just carry on. Pretty much. might have to just make a quick exit, but I'll be back. But 2 stone later. Hopefully, 2 stone later. How's it guns doing, boys?
I'll add some sound effects in just for the immersion. So it's not
won't be the first time you've done that, was it? Tom runs to the toilet sound
effects. Oh yeah. What was that? That was the Halloween episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a paranormal episode we did.
Paranormal, yeah, it was.
The episode just after my car got stolen. That was the first episode we did after my car got nicked, which is over 2 years ago now. Which is mad. So there we go.
Kind of old.
Yeah. But well, 3 of the 4 of us had our SteegCast Christmas party yesterday in good old Bristol, our annual little pilgrimage there, and we had a good old time, didn't we? Apart from the end of the night where the Welsh public transport really fucked us over, but
standard.
Go on, what happened? I need to know what happened.
So it's just they had a shortage of drivers and loads of stuff was cancelled. I think like the last bus from Cardiff to Merthyr was like 7:45, and then the last train I think was an hour and a half after we arrived there. So me and Sean ended up taking the Trurba train to Ponty, and then I rang for a lift then to someone pick us up. So yeah, fun, absolutely fun. The actual journey from Bristol to Cardiff was fine, but like, yeah, the actual Welsh public transport was shite. So yeah. But other than that, we had a good time. Went to the old bookshop, which is
bookshop.
a pub, not a bookshop, and had quite a lot of German brews. So that was good times had by all. Yeah. Tidy
as fuck.
Yeah, it was right. What about you, Gar? Anything interesting going on with you at the moment? You would like to share?
No, sir. I'm existing.
Deep, son.
The one man lonely life.
Yeah.
Right, well, Bob Dole's dead. Just saw that on the news. So Bob Dole. Yeah, I've just looking.
Don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.
Oh, there's a reference. That's bad. Kodos contains potassium benzoate. Yeah, I can't cross meme Simpsons. So I'll leave that to the experts. What am I saying? Yeah, so my Skype is telling me the last time we recorded an episode was August, which is mental because it's been 4 months since we've recorded an episode. So it's been a bit of a shit show recently. But we finally recapped the season for 3 months later because it would have been 3 months to the air of the previous episode, but 4 months to be recorded it. Anyway, let's just get on with it.
It was a bit of a schedule conflict, really. I know I was a lot to blame for it, trying to get time and between other things. It was a bit tough to get this episode off the ground, but we have planned the future episodes for 2022 now, so hopefully that'll be good in the new year. Get some new episodes out, new season.
Indeed.
All dandy.
Indeed.
I'm a bit pissed that we missed Halloween though.
Yeah, we usually have something for Halloween, don't we? And unfortunately, it just couldn't happen. It was just yeah. So it was next year, I guess.
Well, we don't have to wait till Halloween to do like a spooky episode or whatever. We could,
Absolutely
no.
not.
No.
You can,
That's-
in
that's
fact,
right.
if you miss Halloween, there is now a Misfits filter on Instagram, which I found out this morning. You can get the full devil lock and eye makeup, and you can look spooky, evil all the time. You can look like a ghoul all year round, really. Bonfires burning bright, pumpkin faces in the night. Do you remember Halloween?
they're totally relevant references, Sean. Totally relevant.
Nah, it's fine. Misfits had a song called Halloween. I'll work. It kind of works for me. But yeah,
we actually did a promo with that as well, didn't we, Guy? I think.
It must have
covered
been
it.
last year. Must have been
Last year was, yeah. Just
Yeah.
remembered that now.
Yeah.
Cracking.
so fuck Halloween. It's bullshit. The first episode of season 3 of SteegCast, not of Halloween, was stonks. I had to say that like that because it's a meme, and it's So we were led down the into the crazy world of stonks. Tom Tit led the way.
It's kind of like a half brief stop hit in stonks. It wasn't even meant to be about stocks, that episode. I can't fucking remember what it was meant to be about, but it was like a half stocks and then half like, I don't know, weird American politics, because there was something weird going on background then. But lately I have revisited AMC and GameStop, funny enough. We should bring this up, but I've jumped back into it.
This is what the Recapisode is for, but
Yeah, I checked the FUQID into gold and S&P 500. That like double tripled my profits, and then I put it into AMC and GameStop and lost it all.
Is the
Fool me
S&P
once.
500, is that a portfolio of 500 different companies and then it splits across, yeah?
Yeah, that's one. I was like told, oh, it's a sure thing, like all fucking stocks are meant to be. But I don't know.
It's
Goes up, goes down,
I don't think that's meant to be like a massive gainer. It's meant to be just like a sort of steady,
Longevity,
long over time sort of thing, isn't it?
Futures, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, I've dabbled in crypto since then. Not heavily. It's like literally just sort of on the side. Mainly Cardano is the one that I focused on, and I think I doubled my money at one point.
Nice.
But then it was at a point where it was like, do I take that money that I've doubled out and then leave my initial investment in, or do I just leave it there? And it was one of my friends said to me, he was like, well, do you need the money? Because if you don't need the money, just leave it in there, because it's
Exactly.
so you could gain more. But I left it in there, and it's just gradually come down again. But I think Cardano is one of those cryptos that will probably stay around for a while. 'Cause
Cardano,
they're
that's
about
the
to
services by Porter said, isn't it? Cardano.
So they're about to launch their own, what's it called? I'm crap with crypto terms. But yeah, it's I think it's going to be a good one to put money into. Yeah, even if it's just like, I think I only put 100 quid, 70 or £100 in, something like that.
You talking about Cardano now or Muso?
Cardano. Muso
Cardano.
was another thing. That was...
Yeah, I was going to ask about that if you weren't talking about it. I might have missed something. Sorry.
No. So Muso was started by a couple of guys that were in school with me, a couple of years lower than me in school, and they've done various different... They were in bands, like a band called Upbeat Sneakers from a few years ago and things like that.
I remember.
They were going to take off at one point, weren't they?
They were a good band.
It does ring a bell, like.
They were a good band, in fairness. I'm pretty sure your brothers know them.
Yeah, that's why I
Alex,
know it,
Alex Gwynn and Ryan Nicholas. They're the main people behind it. But yeah, they kind of started this crypto coin for musicians, and with a goal to basically help musicians with it, really. And I think, imagine a world where you could pay musicians in a currency that's for musicians, and at the same time they're trying to start festivals off it. I've noticed actually the other day that they are promoting a show in Sin City in Swansea. So it's Muso Presents. I can't remember the name of the headline, but I literally just saw a glance at the poster earlier. So they are venturing out, and they relaunched their coin on the Ethereum blockchain the other day, and it's doing better because it dipped. It went like it tanked at one point. It was just crap. I think I put 50 or 70. I might put £70 in that one initially,
So was it
I
originally on the Bitcoin blockchain?
Yeah, it was on what's it called, the BNB? Is that what it?
I have no
Bitcoin?
clue.
It is the Bitcoin blockchain though, but they're on Ethereum now and it's doing better. There was like a glitch the other day, which was really weird. It was the transition between the old coins being worthless and then the new coins being put on the blockchain. And the old coins were showing as, I think it was worth 0.05. So it looked as
Bitcoin?
though, dollars. So it looked like I had $315 million in my account.
Yeah. So did you
So
didn't update your, so basically the value of it in your tracker or whatever
Yeah.
updated, you had the coin burn. So like it was a different value. Yeah, that's happened to me with my kin, I think, or something, with some shit altcoin I had. And yeah, obviously they did a coin burn. The value basically 10 times, but I hadn't adjusted my initial number.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a bit of a, well, fuck, what's going on here? Like, initially, but then in the Telegram chat, that's where they said in there about what was going on with it. So they said, don't do anything. You're not millionaires. So sadly, that would have been a mental day if that happened. But no, it's been going up steady again. So hopefully it takes off. That'd be good, because they got the right idea, I think. But who knows?
That's the thing with music these days. You've got to I don't know. You got to get multiple ways of income to actually sustain yourself as a musician. Like you can't do it off fucking record sales or record sales. It's like CDs. No, what do they sell these days?
It's merch. The merch they make money off these
digital
days.
fucking. Yeah,
Merchant
NFTs.
touring.
You can't make money off NFTs alone.
merchant
so-
touring.
There's
You've
more
got a tour,
vinyl
you've got a
being
tour
made
now.
now than has ever been made. There's like years long waiting list to get vinyl made, because
Christ.
I'm not going into this, but it's a nightmare at the moment. CDs are coming back because vinyl and tape are the only other options, and as people seem split on tape, vinyl is just impossible to afford / even get made. So CDs.
Who's even got a CD player these days? I mean, your car has probably maybe got one.
I can't believe it's 2021 and I'm saying CDs are coming back, but they are. Genuinely, they are. Discogs have a whole thing on this. So does Decibel magazine. There's a whole they're kind of watching how things are going. But yeah, it's weird. Physical formats are coming back, not just vinyl, the others.
I guess though, collectors, there's more collectors now these days of anything. There's people collect a lot of things these days. So collecting vinyls and collecting tapes, collecting CDs now. Yeah. I think it's just a popular thing to do.
I think
because.
Sorry, go on. Yeah, go on. What was you
I was just saying, because people have these sort of presentations. I mean, I got a fucking prime example behind me, but there of crap that you just collect, and you have it nicely presented for either on-screen purposes or just for people in your house to look nice or whatever. But
when you're on this subject, what do you reckon of NFTs then?
I don't know. I like to think I'm forward thinking, but I really just don't get it. I just don't understand why you would even fucking bother. I just really don't understand at all.
Yeah, same. I've not really looked into them, but just looking at the sort of the description, reading the box, I guess, is I just Sean, I just don't get it. Someone can own a meme technically, I guess.
Yeah, innit?
So I find that.
So what?
Weird.
Every time someone else posts it, can they legally sue them? I guess.
An interesting way I saw is Damien Hirst did an NFT art project where you can cash in your NFT for a physical piece of art. I think it's 10,000 of them, and they're all unique. So you can keep the NFT that you've bought. They sell the NFT. You keep that, or you exchange the NFT for physical art. You have 30 days or whatever to do it. If you don't, and you keep the NFT, the physical art that's assigned to you is destroyed. So it's just you either end up with an NFT or a piece of paper. You can't have both. So it's kind of I don't really know what the fucking point in that is. I don't know. But that's the most interesting thing I've seen come out of it.
Stupid.
It's
That's
stupid.
equivalent. I'm trying to think of somehow to equate that with something. The only thing I can think of is, as you said, digital format music with physical format music. But I don't know if that's really similar. I can't equate it to anything.
It wouldn't be because you don't own that piece of music, do you?
Depends if you're the artist. I don't know. No, why would you want to exchange that if you're the artist? See, don't work. So.
It would be good if they could somehow stop you from sharing it in some way. Like you could only release, say you release a new album in WAV, and you give 300 people access to it somehow via an NFT. Once they've downloaded it, you can't stop them sharing it. That's the thing. So they may own a copy of it digitally, like a physical digital version, but then someone's going to put it on YouTube. So it's just I just don't. Mind you could say the same about the CD. There might be 500 CDs made of an album by like some band in Bristol that I like. I could buy it and put it on YouTube. Same thing, really, I suppose.
Didn't some CDs have like an anti-ripping?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, there was the
technology. Yeah.
That was a later thing, that was, wasn't it?
The one that springs to mind for me,
Darkness.
When I was younger and I found this out. No, it wasn't the Darkness. It was the Chronicles of Life and Death by Good Charlotte.
It's really.
I remember trying to rip that,
Copy
and
protection.
it was just all this. Yeah, and then when you try and like download specific software to do it, it was a garbled mess. So it's just like, oh wow, this is mad. Either that, or it'll just say on screen that this is right protected. Yeah, I think Media Player did that. Media Player showed the right protection thing, but then when you tried to do it with like, what did we have? Easy CD Create? No, Easy Burn.
I had Easy Burn. Easy MP3 station or something. I had loads of them. Yes. It was all sweet of it. Great.
Yeah, but that couldn't do it. So I think in the end there was stuff that just got around it because it's just all encryption keys, isn't it? So you just run. I don't know how they did. I don't know the science behind it exactly, but I'm sure it's just encryption keys. I'm sure
you think that's a black art? How did they stop you filming? Like when you signed up to like a pay-per-view on Sky, for like say you wanted to watch No Way Out wrestling, you'd buy No Way Out like 18 quid on Sky Box Office, and you try and tape it on your VCR, and then you watch the tape back and it's black. How did they do that? I'd love to do that because analog is like different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how did they do that? That's amazing.
We touched on this in our group chat, didn't we, the other day about the old WWF pay-per-views and stuff. It's wild because it's a pay-per-view. Yeah, it's wild because you said it's analog. So I don't know. Was there a signal going with the stream? I guess
the answer is a Google search away, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's a Google search away. It's gotta be, but.
I think ripping music does lead us onto a nice segue, mind?
Oh, right,
History of Metal's up next.
It does.
I've ripped many CDs onto my MP3 players back in the day. Segue, transition to Season 3, Episode 2, The History of Metal. Does anyone have anything to add to the history of metal? I feel like we... Oh, no, well...
Anyone died or anything?
I don't know. If someone has, then I feel terrible for missing them out. But if they have, then God rest them. Tell you what, I did miss out on. Someone did comment on our YouTube video saying that I missed out the Teutonic thrash movement in the later 80s. So bands like Creator and Sodom, and I failed to touch on the German thrash movement, which kind of came up in tandem with the American thrash movement of Metallica and all them lobbed. So. Yeah.
Go on, I got to ask, what's the difference between German thrash and American thrash?
I think the German stuff was a bit more nuts, to be honest with you. Other than that, it just geographic, really. You know, they had like the German Big Four, alongside obviously when they were near as big as the American. I don't even know what the German Big Four are. Creator, Sodom, Tankard. The fourth one, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I'm going to Google it. German Big Four. Teutonic thrash. Creator, Destruction, Sodom, and Tankard. There we go. Cool. Now the more you know.
The four's not bad, then. Done well.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the Tankard is the only one I haven't heard as well. So like, you figured I would have got that one wrong. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's all I have to say. Really, nothing really interesting has happened.
Your episode, that episode, it was very well researched. You did quite the. I know you said that you missed out on one or two things, but like. As we found out this season, covering like topics, like broad topics like metal music, for example, because there's so many offshoots and different subgenres of it or whatever. It's a massive task. I think you managed to kind of touch on. I know you did. One thing I'll say, you missed out a lot of the 80s sort of bands, you
The
know,
big,
in
the big
vein
80s
of-
stuff, the higher metal. And, yeah.
Yeah, and I know you said you were going to do that from the start anyway, but that was probably my only thing about it was you missed a couple of them. But like, it's a big task really, just covering an entire genre of music. And in hindsight, maybe we could have done decades.
Other than like a couple of the ones right at the start, it was all in my head, just not in order. Like some of you just stuff you pick up on being into this shit, you know, you just kind of absorb it all like a sponge.
Yeah,
It's totally useless information, like until until you have to do something like that. That's my magnum opus. That cast, I've peaked now.
it's kind of like I find myself with the video game Destiny. I have a ridiculous knowledge of that game, and I only really realize I have a ridiculous knowledge of that game when someone asks a certain question, and I can just spew out all this lore or all about this weapon, the mission to get the weapon, and all this shit. And I'm like, I play this game far too much. It's like, it's so bad.
We haven't done our Elder Scrolls episode yet.
Yeah.
You want to see me get fucking nerdy on something? Well, that's probably or Twin Peaks. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else we can say on metal? Metal.
No, I mean, I think it was only the one comment we had where it said, mentioned that you missed stuff out, wasn't it?
Yep, that was it. The Thrash, the Teutonic Thrash. That was it, really. Other than
That's
there we
about
go.
it. Is that all right?
Yeah, fucking Slayer. So the third episode of season 2 was another history of. It was Gareth's very, very detailed. I'll be honest with you, when we first did this, I felt like I was going to die by the end of it. But listening, no, genuinely, just because it was so long, because you just sat in the chair, you know. But listening to it back, like, what the fuck? There's so much information in here. Like, you must have taken. I don't know how long it took you to write this, but it's quite impressive. Like, it's a really good episode. It's one of my favorites.
In terms of like missing stuff out of that though and stuff, it's like you've got to draw the line. Otherwise, it's going to be like a 5-hour presentation on it all. I can't remember if anybody did say I've missed anything out, but like you've got to draw the line somewhere. That's the thing. That was my sort of thing on it. You know, I skimmed through most of it, and you know, I think it came out okay. Other than that, but did anyone give any feedback on that at all? I can't remember. It's been so long now.
Someone did mention to me there was one thing we didn't touch on, and I basically said the same as you. I was like, "There's so broad," and again, I think the same as I said with the metal one. We probably could have done decades of this. You know, they could have just been like the history of British comedy in the 60s and the 70s. You know, in different episodes.
I could have done one just on that whole sort of 80s sort of comedy movement. All that alternative comedy movement, the young ones came about, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
we could have done on that alone, like you sort of
the 90s
your early comedy, your Ronnies, sort of your 70s stuff.
Yeah.
Your Frank Spencer's coming in, so you know what I mean. We could have easily done that from decades. So I mean,
I think it was Morecambe Wise guy.
Wise. Well, there we go. I mean, you know, no discredit to them at all, obviously, but I mean, you know, as I say, it wasn't intentional. Of course, I'll credit Morecambe and Wise, and of course they were pioneers of the game at the time and whatnot. But as I say, I would have been here hours and hours and hours, you know, talking you through it all. So that's the only reason anything was left out, really.
Yeah, as my mate Baker mentioned it to me. He listened to it and he was like, "Oh, you did mention Morecambe and Wise." I was like, "There's only so much."
We'll mention them now. In that case, we'll mention them now. Yeah, there we go. They done. Yeah.
I think it was after that cast that we kind of had a little chat with ourselves and decided to kind of just not
Reel
like
it
leave
in
anything
a bit.
out, but reel it in a bit. Yeah, just make it more realistic. Like
with the comedy one, you're trying to fit in like about 30 years of comedy or something into one podcast. You got to appreciate. You know what I mean? That's all I'd say on it. Like
it's a task, son. Fucking task.
At the same time as well, you can't just blast through it. You know, you've got to give you know, detailed explanations and, you know, keep it interesting rather than just reaming off a load of comedies. That's just not interesting, is it? So, you know, you got to go into
we live and learn,
story,
and you know, we're going to build on what we've learned from that now. You know,
most definitely. But no, that episode was, like Sean said, it was very good. It was very well researched as well. It was long, but you know, as a whole, it was a good episode, I think.
I like long podcasts personally, but I think for our format, it doesn't really work, does it? I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, the comedy episode I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a good episode.
Tidy. Fucking wicked.
I mean, if you wish to like dive into like them again, I don't think anyone's going to complain if you wanted to do like another fucking focus on like specific acts instead of just blanket.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd go with that. Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, there's a lot of I think the 80s and 90s were big for the British comedy anyway. There's also the American ones we haven't touched on either. So that's a whole different.
That's a whole thing in itself, isn't it?
Thing in
Exactly.
itself,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's for season 4 and beyond. Who knows? So, yeah.
The American comedy special.
American. There are some awful American comedies though. Terrible, terrible comedies. Really bad comedies. Canned laughter out the wazoo, like. Yeah.
Big Bang Theory just springs to mind.
Yeah, or like the is this the YouTube video someone done where they removed the laughter from Friends and Ross is like a psychopath?
It's all sinister sounding, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You can do that with a lot of things though. Just remove the canned laughter and then add in like, really sort of daunting music. Just like suspense music and stuff when he's going off on one about his sandwich or something.
There's a really good Mrs. Doubtfire. Have you seen it? It's like Mrs. Doubtfire if it was a horror film.
I think I have.
I've seen that. Yeah, there's also Uncle Buck one as well, I think, with the whole with the drill and stuff like. Yeah. It might possibly be even Home Alone ones as well. Possibly.
They've probably if they've done them for a couple,
probably seen most of that stuff. Forget now.
They've probably done a few, I would say.
Yeah.
Once you win on one thing, you got to try more.
You could recontextualize Home Alone as like a Saw movie, couldn't you? That guy's traps are like,
Yeah.
There are theories. If we are going into this, there are theories with Home Alone that Kevin's dad pretty much was trying to sort of get Kevin killed or whatever, and that he hired the Wet Bandits. You can easily search all this and it'll come up. But there are theories about that.
What if this was the basis for Madeleine McCann's disappearance before it happened? Too far?
Possibly.
Too far.
There was. Let me think. There are a couple of theories that what does Kevin's dad actually do? Is he some sort of mafia boss or something? They've got this massive house, but you don't really know what his dad's job is and how have they got so much money. He's paid for the entire family to go on vacation. There's all sorts of theories going on. I could go on for days on it all.
Was his wife like permanently pregnant for like 15 years or something?
What, Home Alone now?
Yeah.
Kate McAllister.
Well, yeah, they had tons of kids, didn't they?
Oh, I got you. Yeah. They wasn't all hers though, were they? Because some of them were Frank's kids, weren't they? Don't forget. They were a lot of cousins and stuff. Yeah, didn't he? Yeah, a lot of cousins. I think the McAllister family, as in Kevin's family, was him, Fuller, and his sister, I think it was, wasn't it? And I think they just had 3, and then, I don't know, it's crazy. It's going to be a Home Alone podcast. I'm just gonna leave it there.
I am impressed with your knowledge on it, man.
I mean, God, this is coming out of Christmas, but so.
I know, I'll say one last thing. I know there is some sort of remake thing at the moment, which I've not really got any intention of watching. I don't know if anyone's aware of that. There's a remake thing out at the moment.
Who's playing Kevin? Danny DeVito, is it?
No idea. Absolutely no idea. I don't know anything about it.
Very versatile actor.
It's a remake. I don't know. I blanked it out, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
But I don't know why they would remake that. It's like one of those films that you can see them going off on like Home Alone 12 and shit like that, but like going back and remaking the first one, there's not any need for it.
I couldn't tell you much about it. I could be completely wrong. I don't know anything about it other than I've got no intention of getting involved in it, much as I haven't anything after the second one. So, Home Alone 1 and 2 obviously are among some of my favourite films of all time, or anything with sort of John Candy appearances in, as you know. But I draw the line at anything after the second one. So I've got no interest in getting involved in, unfortunately.
They were all straight to VHS, weren't they, after 2?
Yeah.
Quite possibly, yeah. Yeah, quite possibly. Did you know the first straight to VHS Disney film was Return of Jafar? There's something about that, possibly even the straight. It holds not like a record, but it's got something to do with it. You'll have to get this up now. It's got something to do with it being the first home straight to VHS release. It's for Disney. It was at least.
Let's have a look.
Return of Jafar. Yeah, it's got. It holds some sort of record in terms of straight to VHS releases.
What number was that?
What do you mean now?
What number Aladdin?
Oh, it was the sequel to Aladdin and the follow-up to it.
See, in my mind, that was in the cinema. But now that you've mentioned it, I don't know. That's Mandela effect.
I can only ever remember seeing one Aladdin film in the cinema.
Yeah. I can see just loads of listings for it on eBay. The VHS. I can't seem to find anything about it.
They have the Disney Vault, don't they? That's another thing they have. The Disney Vault, where they release certain DVDs and, well, what used to be VHSs and Blu-rays or whatever every year. And they're collector's editions, and then they get put back in the vault, and then they go up in value.
Right.
Go see if I can do it.
And then you have like Diamond Edition and stuff like that as well. And people pay silly money for like releases that haven't been. So say now like Pinocchio hasn't come out with the vault in like 10 years. If you had bought the Pinocchio one that was a Diamond Edition like 10 years prior, that would probably be worth like maybe a couple of £100 on eBay.
So can you still buy Pinocchio on Blu-ray? Generally, day to day. What the fuck do you need this Diamond Edition for? What's the difference?
It's collector edition, isn't it? I just going off what I've heard. That's all. I don't even know if they've changed it since because of this fucking digital world and stuff.
Oh yeah, we watched
NFTs
Aladdin.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my Jafar NFT. We watched Aladdin on Disney Plus a couple of months ago, and it had a trigger warning at the start saying that it wasn't an accurate representation of the cultures within.
Oh my.
And to take it with a pinch of salt, Disney they want to learn from the mistakes they've made. Blah 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 blah. So they've left the original film intact. But just so you're aware, going in, I was like,
why does it sound familiar? And there's like a Whoopi Goldberg disclaimer at the start about like race, Mickey Mouse, the early Mickey Mouse racist, don't I?
This
is ringing a bell now that you mentioned.
It wasn't. It was just black, white text on a black background. It was no Whoopi Goldberg, unfortunately. No Oracle,
Goldberg,
she the Oracle. What am I thinking of?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, in fucking Matrix. Yeah, I forgot about that. She's Guinan, isn't she, in fucking Star Trek? And,
that's what I was thinking of, but I said the Oracle. Yeah, the Guinan. That's the word. That's fucking.
The world needs more Whoopi, mate. She's fucking.
She's not.
Top class.
She's not in the Matrix. I was referring.
I feel like she'd make a good Sunday dinner. She would make a banging Sunday dinner.
I've got Return of Jafar. It was the first American direct-to-video animated film.
Ah, cool.
There we go.
First ever. Fucking hell.
Yeah, and obviously the first Disney direct-to-video animated film as well, obviously. Yeah, apology.
Not a problem, but...
Yeah.
I get a knowledge for you there, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Keep adding your noggin for a quiz night.
Yeah.
I'll use that on Disney quizzes. I'll keep that nugget because I'm keeping hold of that one. So... We've gone on a bit of a tangent, which is what we do. This is the best part. But I'm going to rein you back into Season 3, Episode 4, Weird Internet, the third.
I can't remember that one at all.
So it was the football con man.
That was a good story. I enjoyed that one.
The YouTube sensation, you may or may not still watch, Gar. Rate my takeaway. Danny, rate my takeaway.
Oh, Danny, yeah. Danny, yeah. He's just yeah. He's probably got about a couple of million more subscribers since we mentioned him now.
Let's have a look, is it?
Let's have a look.
Oh, you're on it, you.
Yeah.
The thing is, we should have made a record of how many subscribers he had when we put that episode out.
Didn't you do that?
I think that
All of a
was
sudden
part
he's got a new logo and everything.
Good
yeah,
God.
he's gone all out on it now. You can get merchandise as well.
He released as of recording this. He released a Christmas track 2 days ago.
Oh, I haven't heard that yet. Then.
Called Santa's Takeaway. And yeah, he's got a fancy new logo. The picture isn't him like that anymore. It's like an actual logo.
Brandon, boy.
And they have, he has, or I should say they have, because it is a collective effort, because he has an editor. It's 454k subscribers.
Cameraman ain't getting this.
I feel like that's like double what it was when we done the episode.
What it would have been now, we should have made note of that, really. There we go.
So in the actual episode itself, I remember I took some screenshots daily when we were doing it, and I actually put them on screen. And they were when Gareth started watching him, I think he had was it 5,000 subscribers? Something like that?
I was there quite early on with this guy. I was
He's
there
on the
quite
ground
early
floor,
on with
son.
him.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I am going to have a look at. Oh God, I don't know.
But I think it goes to waste, son. Son, if he don't eat it, the cameraman or his kids will eat it normally. So nothing goes to waste, and that's a good aspect of it.
He doesn't waste no scran, son.
Nothing at all goes to waste. No, nothing.
Nothing goes to waste. He has actually done a Christmas song.
He has, yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking Jesus.
check that out at some point.
I won't be checking that out, son. I'll tell you off nothing. My favourite episode is still the one when he goes to Scotland. It's the only one that he's given a bad review. He has a pizza box full of badly fried beige food,
Oh, I saw like
battered
smileys
sausage
and
smileys and fucking
yeah,
chips.
Yeah, I remember,
Yeah, it looks disgusting. But the other things we covered in the Weird Internet Part 3 were the rise and fall of peer-to-peer file sharing, and Tom regaled us with some tales of public
Celebrity
breakdowns.
Yeah. Celebrity
bam.
full-on breakdowns. Anyone had a breakdown lately?
Jim Carrey's continued his basically.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually.
So he went to this fashion show the other day, and basically the interviewer was surprised to see him there. And when he arrived, he was like, "So say no, that finger's the interviewer. Can you go? Okay, no, never mind. Okay, so that's the interviewer, and then that's Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey's basically just going around her like that while she was trying to ask him questions, and she asked him, so what brings you here? Why are you here? And he's like, well, I decided to attend an event that I could care absolutely nothing about. And yeah, it's just he's just weird, just being really strange. I know he's always been eccentric, but he's just kind of just carried on.
I think about 10 years ago, I remember when I first heard about DMT and all that, I was fucking, on YouTube just going through them all, and he done a talk on a speech, and he was on about the coming togetherness of everything. I think after doing the DMT, and he had this fucking traumatizing life event, I think after that then he just kind of switched off from the Andy Kaufman impressions, and he just turned more into introspective and just more out there really in his own right, instead of just copying Andy Kaufman
was that because I always felt that it was around the time that he done the number 23 that he started to go really strange. But he may I think he's always been strange, to be fair, but it was at least around that time that he had started going a bit pear
Yeah, I mean, considering his role in that film and all that, I wouldn't be surprised if
he is obsessed with the number 23.
Yeah.
I was in that. That was 2007. That was 2007. So yeah, it's a bit. I would say a bit earlier than that. He was going mad.
Red good actor, mind. He's fucking class in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. One of my favourite fucking.
Truman Show as well, great film.
Yeah,
Truman
good film.
Show.
Great film.
You can't.
Pet Detective was good, wasn't it?
Oh,
Ace
that's
Ventura, yeah.
They're cracking
Talking
films,
out of his bum, yeah.
The bit where he's dressed in the tutu and then does the football thing and slams his head on the bench, that just cracks me every time, because just the impact of it as well. Slap. The outtakes from those films are mad as well, because he breaks everyone on set at some point, just doing stupid shit, because he does improvise a lot as well, doesn't he? There's a lot of different takes of different things. I don't think Like a Glove was actually in the script. I think he just improv it. So
Nice.
He was his early stuff was only sort of your Saturday Night Live sketches and whatnot. When Yeah.
I guess anyone who comes from that background has that improv bone in their body, doesn't they? You're gonna have to if you come from a stand-up background anyway.
I really liked Me, Myself and Irene, even though it hasn't really aged that well.
Great film.
Now he can blow his nose and wipe his ass at the same time.
Great film.
Yeah. There's a scene in that film that every man relates to.
Why am I pissing like I just had sex?
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
It's brilliant. Oh, that's a good film. I always remember it's got like, isn't it the couple of guys from the American sort of teen show Hang Time? They were in that film. Don't know if any of you remember Hang
Really?
Time.
I don't
Are these
know.
sons, is it?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. There's a group of teenagers or whatever.
Yeah.
Sons, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the guys from Hang Time. It's like, oh shit. And they're like the most foul mouthed like teenagers you'll ever meet in your life. Like,
Yeah.
Shit! Alec Baldwin shot someone.
He did, yeah.
oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
Not on purpose, but
No.
that
Well, he
we know
released
of.
a statement apparently. I don't know if this is paraphrased, but he
Yeah.
said he feels no remorse for it.
He
Which
said he
I'm
didn't
watching
actually
30
fire the
Rock now,
gun.
and yeah, I'm watching 30 Rock now, and his character Jack Donaghy just seems like that's him in real life. You know, just like a narcissistic fucking sociopath. But like, it's kind of the prop master's fault.
Yeah, someone handed that gun. There was an armor attached to this. This is literally their fucking job. He was handed the gun, told that it was a cold gun, meaning there's no bullets in it. And then that happened. Brandon Lee, poor lass, like she's.
What was he actually filming for? What a series, a film, or
Some film or series no one would ever bother to have watched if this hadn't happened.
do you do
Assuming
DVD?
it'll actually come out now after this, I don't know.
It's like The Crow all over again.
It is just like The Crow. Well, it's not
Similar
actually,
kind
it's
of thing,
very
innit? Yeah,
similar,
yeah.
It's crazy. This shit
Yeah.
still happens. It hasn't happened for a while, to be fair. But
But even if you didn't mean it, you'd still feel bad that you've done it. Like, you know, to feel no remorse, if that's not paraphrasing, then that's fucking...
I think it is
It's
paraphrased.
yeah.
There was an interview
Yeah.
because there's an interview where he's just like crying and shit. That came out
I thought
recently.
he did. Yeah, I thought he did.
I'm pretty sure he's.
He's probably more sorry, but not guilty. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he's like maybe
Yeah.
he feels it isn't on him,
Yeah.
you know, which it isn't at the end of the day. Unfortunately, he wouldn't fucking know, would he? You know, I don't know. I never fired a gun. Can you tell there's like a bullet in there? I couldn't tell you.
No idea.
Beats me.
You know,
I didn't grow up in America, but I had no idea.
America.
Fuck yeah.
There was a school shooting recently, wasn't it? 8 people. Can't
Yeah.
even think where it just happens so often. But yeah. Anyway,
weird
that's
how
depressing.
When you're a kid, you're like, all you want is, I can't wait to go to America when I'm older. And now I'm older, I'm like,
I don't want to
I'm
go to
all
America.
right.
I've never wanted to
Yeah.
go to America ever.
Don't make me go to America. Like,
If I did go to America, I want to go to like Washington and stuff like that. The Twin Peaks areas, and in Canada as well seems more interesting to me than
Yeah, Canada.
America.
Definitely interesting. Although Boston, I did like Boston when I went
Boston.
to Boston. Nice cobblestone paths and everything. Looks very nice, very pretty. Yeah, but a lot of America, like most of the states and cities, and I mean no disrespect to these places, but I don't really think there's much there to visit, is there? Like, you know,
they just
you-
work
you
in
do-
cities. Like,
Yeah. It's like someone like when someone comes to visit Merthyr, it's like, why would you come to Merthyr? There's nothing here.
loads of
Well, like
people
when we
go
drove,
there 'cause
like
of
when we
the
drove through
fucking-
Slough the other day, Rich.
Yeah, when we drove
Yeah,
through
Slough.
Slough.
Did
Slough
you
is a much
drive
better
through
example.
Slough?
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
Car
Oh,
nearly
yeah.
hit me as well.
Did you go to the paper factory?
No.
I didn't see that. I know.
With
I
David
didn't see-
Brentworks?
Yeah, I didn't see that the. I assume that location is still there. Is it? I don't know. I assume
It's pretty run down,
That's still
horrible
there,
office 20 years ago. It might even be.
there's a bit and then a bit of a
Demolished.
roundabout. I'm trying to picture the start. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, no, we skimmed through it as a roadwork detour. Rich almost had a small bump. Yeah, that was a Brit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back from the Slam Dunk Festival that we went to.
Yeah. It was an experience, that was. The guy didn't have his lights on, and so I didn't see him in the mirror, and I saw him at the last second and came back in. So
Sounds like it's entirely his fault, but with respect, I wouldn't worry about that.
yeah, it didn't hit. Then the irony is, not really ironic, but unfortunate thing was that a couple of weeks later, when I went to work for the very first time in months, parked in Tesco on my lunch, came back and someone had bumped my car. So there we go.
You in that car.
That is life. I know, but honestly,
Good
that is
God.
life. But there we go. What can you do? What can you do?
Yeah, someone fucked my entire wheel arch once, just reversing out of the space and scratching their car alongside mine. When I had a Renault Clio, that was in Tesco's. They just fucking obliterated the side of my car, and there was nothing I could do about it. Westman's Tesco had no CCTV of it.
I don't Clio. I can't imagine you running a Clio now.
I had no way of doing anything about it, and it was just so much damage done to the side.
How do you fit inside one of them?
I was a newer model ones. It wasn't the old like.
I was thinking like the one like Luke used to have, the little sort of
No, I was
proper little Renault Clio thing. Like.
I was a 2012 plate. It was a newer one. It was like I can't think. They even those aren't made anymore. They've changed again now. But yeah, they were bigger. They were much bigger. It was a 5-door for a Clio, which is massive. To be fair, yeah, it was a good car. I miss it. It's fast as fuck. That was.
First time I met you, son, you had a Land Rover.
Land Rover 90.
Defender. That was awesome.
Great, that was. That's how I remember you. A jean vest on with patches on a Land Rover. That's how I'll always remember you, though, son. Definitely. Great times.
That car was incredibly expensive to run, as you can probably imagine. Yeah, it didn't last. I only had it for like 8 months. Get rid of it. Yeah, unfortunately, just couldn't afford it. It was fun though.
Yeah,
On that bombshell,
into what's next?
we have season 3. Funny enough, episode 5's R-rated Heroes.
That's Richard's
Which is the
my
superhero ones. It was a multitude of shows
expertise.
discussed in this. Deadpool, Boys, Invincible. I kind of dropped the ball on the Watchmen bit. I didn't really. I was struggling to recall facts. It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Really.
I sat through all the Invincibles. Is it going to be any other Invincibles, Rich?
There's a season 2 coming.
Okay.
The mad thing is, since we've done that episode, I think it was the sort of middle of the year we did that, was it?
I can't remember.
June.
Yeah.
Will
So
come
we
out in June.
haven't had any more sort of shows of that ilk come out in that genre, really. I'm not
What about the Hawkeye, son?
But there is a really good marketing campaign for the boys running.
There is.
We do like
that
fake
is true.
news. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really well done. I like that.
Son, I thought you had this Hawkeye business.
So yeah, Hawkeye. So
Well. You had that going on.
Marvel has released their Hawkeye. I wouldn't really call them R-rated though. This is the thing. Like they're superhero, yeah, but they're not, graphic violence like the boys, for example. It's following the Marvel Cinematic Universe basically. So I wouldn't class them as within that episode. But yeah, Hawkeye has been released, and you had Loki and WandaVision and other things like that came out through the year as well, which are all very good. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say they fit in with this particular area of superhero things.
So
Loki worth watching?
Loki, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
And what about that one with Mr. Kim's son, isn't it, from Kim's
Shang-Chi.
Convenience? Yeah, what about that? Where does that come into it all?
That's in the MCU. That's the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well.
He landed himself a good role with it, didn't he, Mr. Kim's son?
He did. He enjoys it very much as well, judging by his Twitter posts quite often.
I think though, son, you hear me out now. I think that they probably watched Kim's Convenience, right? I knew Tom would enjoy that. I reckon they probably watched Kim's Convenience, seen how good a part he played in Kim's Convenience, and signed him up from that. That's right, my predictions are.
The weird thing is, it's probably the way it went. Like,
Sneak attack jobby, like. yeah.
You're not luring me into saying that again. Rich has edited that too many fucking times, man. I refuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good in there as well. The Shang-Chi film, I really enjoyed. I didn't think that I would enjoy it as much as I did, to be honest with you, because I've never been big into, that sort of martial arts sort of film,
Right.
like the sort of Asian martial arts style. I've never been, I thought it was good, but it's all very samey. But the choreography in Shang-Chi was very good. I'll give them that. And the CGI was brilliant as well. They really upped it, so it's worth seeing if no one's seen it. I still haven't seen the Eternals either. And
No, I haven't seen that.
I'm probably just going to wait for that to be on Disney Plus now at this point, I think. But yeah, there's not been any R-rated stuff come out. I know that DC released the Young Justice season 4. It's not really R-rated, but it's more, I guess, teen rating. And that's been very good. It's kind of like a hark back to the 90s sort of animation, but a bit more geared towards young adults, I would say.
Well,
more than
like 90s X-Men sort of stuff.
Yeah, it looks that way, and it's the story.
Great
is told
animation
that way.
style that was.
They're bringing that back.
Colours used and...
Now that you touched on that, Gar, actually, they're bringing back. They're like continuing the series of X-Men
Okay.
from the
Bring it back
90s.
Even I used to watch that. Or
Yeah.
I think it would probably be... I'm sure it was played like when in between like Live and Kick-In and things on
Yes.
Saturday
Yeah.
morning telly and...
Diddle-in.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no,
used to watch
fuck.
that.
That's it now for the next week. The next entire week. That's all I'm gonna fucking hear.
You could
Cracking.
argue though that we released our X-rated superhero one just at the right time because all that sort of stuff had just aired and things.
Yeah.
All was still fresh.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're sort of bit of a
Well-
quiet patch on it all. Like.
Yeah, we're waiting for the new stuff to come out now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, and maybe we'll touch on some of the stuff in another episode down the
You're a
line.
bit more clued up than me, Rich. Was there whispers of a Spideyverse, like live action? Am I dreaming? Might be dreaming.
So I think like the MCU might go that way at some point, but there's no confirmation because at the minute they're just doing the multiverse, aren't they? With the new
Yeah.
Spider-Man film coming out, they're doing the multiverse. However, there's a trailer came out today at the time of recording. What's the date today? It's the 5th, is it? Yeah.
5th of December.
So Into the Spider-Verse, that the first animated film they did, the Spider-Man one, they released a sequel to it, and the trailer came
cool.
out today for it. So it looks like it's following Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy again going in. It looks like Spider-Man 2099, isn't it? Judging by the trailer. So yeah, that's going to be something. I didn't know if I liked when I first saw that trailer for the first film. I didn't know if I liked that animation, but it grew on me and it suited the film. That's what I thought in the
really
end.
good, man.
It was really good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really well written as well, So
I'm a bit
Yeah.
pissed that like Spider Knight wasn't in it, the medieval one.
oh yeah, there's a
Bit
lot of
pissed
them.
that
Man. There's tons of them. Yeah. Spider Noir. Was Spider Noir in it in the first one?
Yeah, he was in it.
wasn't he? He was in it when he. Yeah.
He had his own like narration, the dark,
Yeah.
class.
No, but yeah, that's going to be good coming out. And are there any other like sort of new superhero stuff coming out from graphic novels that I haven't picked up on? I don't think there are.
There is
Or is
one. It's about being. I think it's something like all the men in the earth have died, and there's one man left, and there's just women, and yeah, apparently it gets pretty graphic, like. But yeah, I remember my mate Mike from when I used to work, in Booker's. He was on about like, oh, I'm reading this fucking graphic novel. It's fucking sick as fuck. And I was like listening to the radio in the car the other day, and they actually advertised it. So I think that's coming out. Fucked if I can remember what it is though. Yeah, apparently they like milk him in dungeons and shit. Released on Pornhub.
Tidy.
God, do you have like an inkling of what it might be called?
Graphic novel Last Man On. I think yeah. Y the Last Man. That's what it's called. Y is in the letter Y, and just the Last Man.
Why
Funny
the
enough,
last?
Yeah, an
So-
Irving Welsh book has come up on the fourth search for it for some reason. If you
There's an Irving Welsh show out at the moment, isn't it?
There's,
Domino.
they were considering making Crime.
They have made it.
They have they? Wow.
Yeah,
man.
it's adverts on for it now and stuff.
So I searched in Google. I'll tell you my search term that I used and what I found because it's funny. I searched for graphic novel Milking Man, and what's come up is a superhero that I never even knew existed in DC called Milkman Man.
Milkman Man.
Milkman Man. Yeah, he's an imperfect copy of Superman apparently. Milkman Man.
Well, so he's not that fucking retard Superman. He's Milkman Man.
Retard Superman. Yeah, you mean? Oh God, what's his name?
I know what I'm blanking. Like Frankenstein Superman.
Yeah. Not Amazo. Or is it Amazo?
Bizarro.
That's it. You got it. Yeah. Whatever. That's just weird. Alright. Milkman Man.
Yeah,
Not much more to
Crime
say
is
on
out.
R-rated heroes, really, but
Just going back to that
Yeah.
Irving Welsh thing. It is out. It is.
Yeah, man.
Crime is out.
Crime, you know.
Crime is a sequel to Filth. That follows Ray Lennox, which was.
Did he die?
No, he was
Spike
his
Lee.
partner. What was the guy's name in Filth? The main guy.
Bladesy.
No, not Bladesy. The main copper. His partner. He's only in
Bruce.
it kind of a bit. Brucey, yeah. Brucey's
Bruce.
partner, Ray Lennox. I think he's only really in the film when they're like stealing from that house in the beginning. But in the book, he's quite in it quite a lot. But Crime is like an unofficial sequel because it's about Ray Lennox rather than Brucey. Brucey's dead, obviously. Filth is a self-contained story. Spoiler alert. But it's on BritBox, so I'm not gonna fucking watch that. I've read Crime. It's all right. I'm not gonna sign up to BritBox, so that ain't happening. Son. What clock I hit?
I know you quoted Burnt Face Man there, just to let you know there is a newer episode of Burnt Face Man out that came out in the middle of the year. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but
It's a
there
good
is.
So when he
I
goes
enjoyed
back in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like Kenny.
Kenny Rogers.
Like Kenny.
And the danger zone. Yeah. So
Speaking of the danger zone, John McAfee was in the danger zone when he died.
he was.
Well, yeah. Not going to die if you're not in the danger zone.
Speaking of John McAfee,
McAfee. Right, I'm sorry. Right, I call him McAfee all the way through that fucking episode.
Yeah.
I know his name is McAfee, but I can't do it.
just Gillian Maxwell's on trial at the moment.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The pilot. I can't think of his name. The guy who was the pilot for the Lolita Express. I can't remember his name either, but he was in the stand. Recalls seeing. This was actually in court. You know, he recalled seeing many famous people, including Kevin Spacey, on the flights. Prince Andrew on the flights. You know, Donald Trump, people like
Should
that.
we be mentioning these people, though?
Well, he
Greening?
can't. He's under
They've
oath.
got
He
a
has
lot
to.
more money than us.
He has to. But he mentioned he stood up in court and told people that he saw them on those flights. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It was in the news last week.
The Donald was on, was he?
Yes, sir.
I've not really kept up with this. I know that Prince Andrew's declined the FBI's invitation again. They also tried to serve him papers. They gave him to the front guard in Buckingham Palace, and they were like, oh no, they got lost in transit or something. So
His
he was
days-
like, no, I never got him.
His days are numbered, to be honest.
Nothing's gonna happen with him, man. He's just gonna keep fighting this until he dies, and then he'll be dead.
Yeah, but if anything, with these kind of like shit coming back to bite you, I don't think people can get away with this stuff anymore. I think he's either going to be either he'll die first, or they will catch up with him. They'll somehow catch up with him.
Look
I
at
reckon.
Savile though. It's going to be the same thing as with Savile. Like, you know, everyone knew, but people could only say after he died.
Yeah.
You know, it's just fucking.
I've just
Even
got
in
this.
the-
So Sam,
image.
they could say now, but they couldn't say then. Don't get it. Over his head. Over his head.
Fuck's sake.
I've just got this image of the FBI showing up and handing these papers to like two beefeaters at the front door and being like, could you give these to Prince Andrew? And they look at them and then just put them behind their back. It's like, will you give them to Prince Andrew? Give what to
Give
Prince
what?
Andrew?
Yeah, Christ.
Give
You what,
back?
mate?
You what, mate? It's
Take
like
two steps back, mate.
It's like Fidel Castro with the $1 trillion note in The Simpsons. Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Give what back? So, The Life and Times of John McAfee, Season 3, Episode 6, it was released on July the 13th. Why did we rush that out? What happened? Because McAfee's been dead for a while. So what happened? What development happened that this was all over the news again? Because I can't remember.
He died.
He
But
died.
it spurred you to do the
He
episode.
died.
He died, yeah.
He died.
When
He
did
didn't
when
die.
did he die though?
That's what I'm saying. He didn't die 5 months ago. He's been dead for fucking ages.
Must
No,
have been
he-
that July, was it?
He died like, what, a couple of weeks before we released the episode?
Yeah, we were pretty quick releasing this one.
Yeah, but this is
Oh
in
yeah, it was
July of the
relevant.
year
It was
gone.
relevant and fresh, wasn't it? I can remember that. He must
So
have,
some-
yeah.
We didn't. He died 2 years ago when we did the cast. When I announced that I was having a kid and all that, he died then.
So you were thinking of Epstein,
No.
son.
Thinking of Epstein, but
Oh yeah, mixing them together. Yeah.
we let it all out, son.
No, I don't edit it out. It's fine. It's fine.
Confused me then. I was like, what the?
yeah, I was
Yeah,
well
yeah.
confused. Then.
They're all part of the same thing, aren't they? More or less. Like he was.
He
Oh.
was, yeah, apparently he had information, like he was taking pictures with a drone of Epstein Island and stuff. Yeah, I can see why.
I mixed up my
Oh,
McCaffs and
good.
my Eps and my Eps and my McCaffs all mixed together.
Yeah, so it was. I can
Epstein.
remember it being mega fresh, actually. Now I cast memory back. We literally struck whilst thou iron was hot. We did on that one.
We did.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of useless information about that man that's gonna just rot away in my brain. Oh, God. But
That was a good episode, though. That was. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed editing that episode as well because
Yeah.
of like all the little things I could add to it, especially the promo picture of the whale. That was one of my favorites that I did.
it was the
It's real
first.
fucking-
It's also
First
my
SteegCast I
favorite
missed.
thumbnail to date as well. I really like the thumbnail for that episode.
It's a good
We had some
thumbnail.
nice feedback on that one as well, I remember.
Yeah, we did.
It's really quick as well. It's
Yeah.
1 hour. It's just
Enjoyed
over an
that
hour
one.
long. Just over an hour long. Yeah, and it's the first one without me as well. So it was interesting listening to that back and not being involved in it.
As
See,
outsider.
when he died though, on his Instagram there was a big coup, wasn't it? You know, the coup conspiracies kind of got dragged into
That's
it towards the end, but obviously, again, nothing happened in regards to that, and I don't. That building blew up where he said that he kept all his documents and information that were going to be released, but you know whether there's any truth to any of this is anyone's guess. Like,
I've got
I
no
feel like-
time for Q stuff. I just can't give it any. I just no.
I
It's
feel
just
like
such
there's
bullshit.
some truth to it. I feel like he did. I don't think he knew like loads and loads and loads, but he knew something that was fairly important. But
he's a professional con
Yeah.
man though, and he was a grifter like all the way throughout his
yeah,
life. Paranoid, fucking just crazy person. Like, kind of reminded me of Hunter S. Thompson a lot.
I guess
Oh no, McAfee.
Yeah,
being on the run and going across the ocean in a boat with just a shotgun and
it's just the gun loving kind of drug taking, just like reckless abandon kind of lifestyle. You know.
Yeah,
there'll
I
always
see
be
what
that
you-
video. There'll always be that video that he did on how to uninstall McAfee antivirus. Mind.
That's class. There's also raw footage. He said that they're open source, so like if anyone requests them, they'll send loads of raw footage over. So I don't know if that's any interest to you, Rich, but that's there if you need.
Jeez. No, the McAfee episode was pretty interesting though. Just how he just got sort of disillusioned by it all, didn't he? Really, that's what happened, and it's mad that a guy like that founded one of the biggest antivirus companies, or probably the biggest antivirus company in the world. And if someone like that was at the forefront of it, it's mental to think about it. It's absolutely crazy.
But it's like the what was it, peer-to-peer file sharing? No, it wasn't peer-to-peer. I'm just reading off what Sean said earlier. It was it was the instant messaging that he developed. Like, you know, it was
Yeah.
like the forefront of the times, you know, at that time.
Yeah.
And he had done so much stuff IT related that even goes past me now. Like, you know, I haven't got a clue, but
I forgot about all that stuff. Yeah, I remember you covering that now.
he was on the ball. Fair play to him.
Hell of a boy.
Speedball. I don't think there's much to really brush up on that. I mean, I think I did have a quick Google of it earlier. All I could find was like, you know, died in Spanish prison, suicide. Couldn't really find much in terms of like conspiracy. Yeah, I did have a quick look. There's you know, I could probably dig further and actually find something, but you know, you can find anything if you dig far enough.
Yeah. I'm still hoping something comes from it. Like one day, just something goes like.
Yeah. Like on his birthday or something, he's got like a switch.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm alive still, and everyone would be like, who are you? Who's that?
Surprise.
And he's like, exactly.
That was my plan all along. Buy my Bitcoin. Dead coin. What happened after that one? Like, I'm drawing a blank after that one.
Episode wise,
Yeah.
we did the Steeg chat. Steeg
Chat.
chat. Because I was supposed to do Black Mirror and I couldn't make that month. So we did an impromptu Steeg chat.
That was just freestyle chatting.
So there is some in the synopsis
That's the
of
articles one, isn't it?
yes, farticles. Who was trending on Twitter during the Freedom Rally? Does farting help prevent or spread COVID? Or why is dressage or dressage? I don't know how you say it in the Olympics. That's what the
That was my rant. That was
Horse dancing.
get
Yeah.
Horse
that
dancing,
motherfucking
yeah.
horse out of my motherfucking Olympic Games.
Why is it an Olympic sport though? That's the thing. It's so rich people can go in and not do sailing or something. It's literally it. Like,
So they can go in and not.
but
I don't know. I don't know if I could jump on a horse and make it
sail.
dance like that, mate. Sail.
Can't make a horse sail.
Depends how fast it can run. Jesus horse. But yeah, I bet it, you know, it's not easy to control an animal like that. But for it to be an Olympic sport, I don't know.
Yeah, like there is skill. I'm not debating that there isn't any skill in it. There is skill, but like, you know,
Is it the
if
rider
you-
or the horse?
Well, yeah, it's the horse. You know, the horse does all the work. Really, if you think about it, the rider just guides them. I'm probably simplifying that way
Sounds
too
like
much.
sex.
But
But who horses the horse, man?
but like, it's just not. It's not an Olympic. It's like you may as well just put horse racing in there. If that's the case,
That's for
Is it
savages,
not?
though. That's
No.
for common people.
put horse racing in the Olympics. Put darts in the Olympics.
I said that, yeah. That's what we talked about, if you remember.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't agree with it being an Olympic sport.
I shan't stand
Chariot
for it.
racing's not it. Chariot racing should be in the Olympics. They should do like an original Olympics.
Olympics
with the
throwback.
chariots and like
Like they did with World of Warcraft. Take all the modern shit out and remaster the original. And bring back like gladiator, like arena battles and
Oh God.
yeah, fighting lions and shit like that.
yeah.
What if a lion won the Olympics one year? That'd be great.
They have like a is it like a medieval fighting championship or something it's called, where people dress
That's
in armor.
awesome. M2. Yes, fucking
Yeah.
fucking wicked. But have you seen the one where like you got him up against the ropes? He's got a shield and he just like fucking smashes him in the. Oh, so good. I've watched a good few of them. It's class. And they got
Yeah,
massive
they are.
skirmishes, haven't they, as well?
Yeah, it's one of those things that pops up on my YouTube once in a blue moon. Just be like, oh, do you remember this? Like, oh shit, yeah. It's wild.
So
though.
crazy.
Big in
wild,
Russia, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
it's big in Russia.
Yeah.
Of course, it's big in Russia. You know, that's sort
They're all
of thing
just
would be.
standing back or just axes, just fucking, oh, so good. It's like Mordhau, but in real life.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, who was at the rally? That was Diake, I think. And what was the other thing you said? I can't remember now.
Farting.
Oh, the farticles,
Oh,
of course. That's
What's
probably
David
one.
Icke up to these days?
Fuck knows.
I think the farticles bit is probably one of my most favorite SteegCast moments of all time. That section of dialogue that we had in that, just that story is just it's brilliant. Like it's fantastic. Top tier content, that is. Top tier.
I can't remember it now, to be honest.
Quality content you all deserve.
It was about someone farting like 2 centimeters away from a petri dish, and then
the science involved with it. Yeah. The bare cheek into the petri dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an official, conducted and regulated experiment.
Yeah, it was.
What a life.
What a life. Yeah, but that was just a banter episode, really, when it wasn't any sort of like Sean said, it was more so we had to get something out, and Sean couldn't do the episode, so we just went out on a wing.
Why not, don't I?
Yeah,
Why not?
wing it.
Well, an absolute mad one.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But then Sean did come back after his brief hiatus.
I did.
High engagement with his son.
I returned for the last episode we did in fucking August, which was the Black Mirror episode, which was about the TV show Black Mirror. Unfortunately, we've not had any more Black Mirror since we did that, so
No.
Probably won't for a
while.
I did see an article, a clickbait article that said, when's the next Black Mirror coming out? I looked all the way through. It was about 12 pages. I've just scrolled in next, and
there
they
is
didn't know.
none. Yeah, there's none.
A
Nothing.
digital spy or something. They do that.
Bastards, shout out though to What Is a Black Mirror, the YouTube thing that you guys checked out. That was awesome. Enjoyed that.
I really liked that. It was it's fun to make. Myself, Gareth, and Mr. Andy Brotherton went out to shoot some footage for it, and Sean obviously did the dialogue. And that was really good. I really
forgot
liked
about that. I'll be honest with you, I did.
And I liked how it turned out in the end. It was
come together really good, yeah.
More or less exactly how I pictured it. So yeah, that's that was pretty cool. I'd like to do more stuff like that in the future with other bits that we do. Hopefully, anyway, if the topic calls for it, I guess. So yeah. I'll put that in the little card up across over there. I don't know which direction I'm going to be facing on this video, so it's going to be in the top right hand corner of this video.
We also had Ricky Tomlinson in as well, didn't we?
I was for British comedy. We actually didn't touch on that when we did the British comedy bit. Yeah, we did the Ricky Tomlinson sketch, where I'm continuously haunted by celebrities in my TV. So yeah, that was fun. Oh yeah, we're hoping to do some more sketches, but it's just finding the time to get these done. Because like doing sketches it's the editing process, man. It takes ages. So you can plan it or whatever, but then actually editing the stuff to look how you want, it takes a while. It takes a fair while, especially with like episodes in between and stuff, and with other things going on now. I know myself and Gareth have our band Led by Lions going again, so we've been doing quite a few things with that lately, which has impacted this a bit as well. I think I would probably, that's fair to say, right? So yeah, we're just trying to get as much out as we can. Hopefully we'll get more stuff like that out though. But yeah, I've rambled now. Black Mirror.
Oh, you ramble away, son.
Ramble away. Yeah, the Black Mirror episode, that was it was an interesting episode. It was depressing in many ways, like Black Mirror. Just touching on those topics of it, like, you know.
Yeah, that's how they get you. They don't mess around, do they?
Aye.
Yes, I miss it, but I'm also not like clicking for it, you know. I'm not like, where's the new Black Mirror?
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to see some more at some point in the future. I'm sure.
Do you think it'll come movie format, or do you reckon it'll come TV show format? Like more Bandersnatch or more fucking TV show? What do you reckon?
I don't know.
I reckon
The
maybe
Colin will be, won't it?
like 3 episodes, I reckon.
3 episodes again.
Yeah, or even just 2. Who knows? But they're not going to be like a full like 5-6 episodes. It'd be like 3. I don't think they'll ever do like a big run. There was never really a big run of episodes a season anyway. But I don't think they'll ever go that far. There's always going to be like 2 or 3 now, if that.
Yeah, I don't know. So interesting to see what comes, I suppose. Really, if anything, like you said.
I think they've
Mhm.
realised the actual like impact that it has on people watching it, and they realise how much people can actually take. So they just kind of divide it up a bit. Like, I couldn't watch a full like 6 episodes in one sitting.
No.
That would
Too
fuck
depressing.
my brain out.
Absolutely not. No. One a night.
Far too depressing.
When they come
Yeah.
out, we do one a night every time. So like it lasts a couple of days. But yeah. Them chance, as they say. Them chance. Well, I mean that brings us to the end of season 3. It's kind of like I suppose the next question is what does the future of SteegCast hold? And the answer to that question, which has just come to me, is that there will be a small Christmas break. Obviously, this is the end of the series, and hopefully we'll be returning in February of 2022. That seems like such a long way away when you say it like that, doesn't it?
Just fly by that well.
February
Fly by.
2022 is the return with the first episode of season 4. Are we going to say what that is, or are we just going to leave that hang?
Go on, Gar. Do you want to announce it?
I'll be hosting that particular comeback, and it will be on unidentified flying objects, more commonly known as UFOs. There we go. It's
UFOs.
out there. It's out there.
Very much looking forward to that one.
Yeah, there will be a nice little promo piece as well that I do intend on putting out with it as well.
Yeah.
Me and Rich have got a couple of things for, but I won't delve into that just yet because that'll be a lovely little surprise.
It's under wraps, is it, son? Classified, is it, son? Top secret information, is it, son?
Yeah.
SteegCast 51.
Be nice little something to come back with.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I've also got both my episodes in the can, where I know exactly what I'm doing for both of my choices for season 4. I obviously won't say anything yet. Too early, pointless, really. On that bombshell, as some twat on the telly used to say, I think that kind of wraps it for season 3 of SteegCast and for the Recapisode. At a tidy runtime, nice and succinct. Realistically, all that's left at this point, and at this time of year, is to wish everybody, including everybody in the Steegs and everybody who's listening, happy Christmas and a Merry New Year and all that shit. May the many moons of happiness shine upon your people. That's it for me. I don't know if any of you guys have anything to add. But
I just like everybody that sort of still pays attention to the stuff we put out, or still engages with us, or still watches, still listens. That's about it, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking around for 3 seasons of this.
Yeah.
You know, madness.
It doesn't go unnoticed. So yeah, thanks. Like, definitely.
On that one, we'll see you next time.
Gentlemen Square.
Cheers now.